out. See, Benny's getting comfy. Benny's getting comfy. Can you see Benny getting comfy? Benny's getting comfy. They do the same thing every night. We all kind of do the same thing every night. Benny's getting comfy. He's so cute. He's such a good dog. He drives me crazy sometimes, dude. Because he's smarter than I am. It makes me mad because I can't account for all the mischievousness he is and curiosity. And his little legs, they're like this long. But I think he was like an Olympiad, like a catapulter. Because he freaking, like, he can get stuff off the counter. And sometimes I'm thinking about too many things and I'm not being present. So I'll freaking walk away and it'll be too quiet and I'll be like, where's Benny? And I'll wander off and he's already half deep into a freaking loaf of sourdough bread. And I'm just like, he's just doing what Benny do. I can't get mad at him. I gotta get mad at me for not being prepared. So it's just, pet problems. It's going to be a crazy week. It's going to be a wild week. Yeah, I'll be here for when the dust settles, when people are like frazzled. That's probably a poor term to use based on the climate. But when their nerves are at their wits' end and they're shorting out, in a couple weeks, and they're just like, I can't believe. They just keep getting bombarded with stuff. See, I've had my whole life to get used to the narratives of what's coming out this week. I just listened to Right On Radio. Props to him for getting that name. I've said right on my whole entire right on, so that's, I don't know why he named it. I don't know. I listened to it because Jesse was on it, and I like Jesse Zaboter a lot. So, anyway, it's going to be a crazy week for people that have had some sort of idea that the earth is one kind of way. They're really going to see that the earth is lots of kind of ways that they never thought of. And a lot of people are going to have a really hard time. I've had people ask me, Marge, do you think it'll be World War III? I'm like, World War III has been going on World War III is of the spiritual variety. Are you for God? Or, well, people continue to perpetuate the Lucy fairy tale theater. Because that's what they've been doing this whole time. But people are going to buy into it more. I think big business is going to fall off. I think people in local communities are going to make cool enough stuff. The biggest problem that I see is production. That's the thing. That's the edge. Is production, is because Americans used to produce that's where Rosie the Riveter and stuff came from, because they used to make the airplanes here, and and then they started outsourcing everything outsourced. But they used to make electronic components here. There used to be U.S. based companies. I think Zenith or Curtis Mathis was a U.S. based TV brand. They used to make them here, and then it's just it's just cheaper if you have it made in a country someplace else. So they sold their souls because they got lazy. And then there went jobs here and stuff. But people are ambitious. People want to work. It's not that people want to stay. I don't know. My whole life, I'm like, dude, I get the point of being home, and it's important to have a home and a safe place and all that stuff. Good clean water, place to take a shower, sleep. feel safe, all that stuff. But there's just, the world's too big. There's too much fun stuff out there to see. You can't keep people shut in, and you're really gonna see. I mean, the astrology is really gonna flare this week. People are gonna flash. I said that in because Gina, the UFO lady, she was gonna do a live, and then she uploaded it, and it was one of those that it never actually went, and I'm not exactly clear what happened, but it was like it was titled like "This is what neighbors do" or something like that. And it was a policeman, and it was parked behind a truck at the address, and I guess the neighbor, I don't know. I'm curious as to what the story is. So that's my point: is this whole astrologically, if people don't have a spiritual fitness, if they don't have a spiritual conditioning, this whole week is gonna be freaking crazy because people are gonna lose their marbles. They'll lose their shit. They really are. Their tempers. Everybody wants to fight. People are just looking for a fight. So many people are looking for a fight. Fights are not fun. It is not fun to be hit in the face. It doesn't feel good. I beat myself up a lot in drunken stupors, man. It's been a couple of times, like, I woke up the next morning and I had just a black circle on my chin from just doing a face first into the ground. Like, it hurt. Yeah. See, and that's another thing is people are finding the alcohol, man, it replaces your spirit. The only thing that separates us and dead people is our breath. And the ability to produce breath without thinking about it. And then when people drink, you're literally replacing alcohol, ethers, where people pick up crazy evil entities all the time. You pick up those things that, those abilities. What are you doing, Ma? Oh, is he in his ear? Thanks. Tucker, get out of his ear. It ain't that kind of party. Ever. That's not your pacifier, little DOG. Come here. What do you want me to do? What lights do you want me to turn off? What can I do to make things better? Huh? Now his ear's all, slobber. Yeah? Can you not do that anymore? You're just so cute, Tucker. That's the thing, is like, I gotta keep it down here because I wanna, like, no, because I wanna discourage the behavior. But my energy is so up here that the dogs get scared, so I can't ever get mad. I can't. And sometimes I want to. But today's not one of those times. Man, the sunsets where I live and the sunrises and the sunsets both here distract me. I can never plan or account to be like any place. Like time-wise, if somebody needs me to dip into 3D and be someplace that unless it involves the sunrise or sunset, because I get too sidetracked. I get too distracted, man. It's too... God has given us so many beautiful things in this world to be a part of and just witness. And what do people do? They waste it. It's sad. I never wasted it, because ever since I was a little kid, little tyke, I mostly played outside. I mostly tinkered out when I had my house in Omaha. I tinkered out outside. I was off driving around taking pictures of stuff outside, or I was mostly outside, and so, because that's where I connect to God, source. I got a haircut, and every time I get a haircut, it's like a new head of hair, because it's longer from the last time. I like my hair. I think that life can give people a lot of crap, but it also balances out affords them things to compensate, and that is I got good hair. And I got my mom's smile. I got my mom's smile. I got a nice smile. It's her smile. It looks just like hers. So hopefully this week, some things that people can, if they haven't learned these things already, that you might want to keep handy on a post-it, put it on a refrigerator someplace, is that if ever you this week, or it works anytime, I used to put notes on, not me so much. I put one on my dashboard of my car to remind me to be kind. Because I freaking get, just flip people off all the time. And I'm loud. Like, if I yell at you in traffic, you will hear me. So I stopped doing that so much. And plus, where I live now, there's not a lot of traffic, I've grown up. That's the goal, is to have people grow up and evolve in life, and those old behaviors that used to serve me, they just don't. Now they just no. Well, every now and again, I'm still a human, and I kick it up every now and again, and I'll freaking make a scene. I'm not violent. I don't believe in hurting people. But if you wanna let me know that you're an ass, we're out in the street and we meet, and you wanna let me know that you're an ass, I will go ahead and match that energy right back at you, and we'll have an ass match, a back-to-back ass match. It'll be fun. We'll tussle around and stuff. It'll be great. Nah, I don't get out much. Probably won't meet in the street. Anyway, I hope people learn to, go to that quiet place if you find yourself of unrest. And in places, I don't know, whatever your astrology is, there are places of monkey mind and chatter. That there are ways that you can find that are healthy without using too much, self-medicating too much with alcohol or drugs. And that you could find that quiet pause. Because there's going to be another wave of freaking crimes of passion and stuff like that. And it's just hard to see. And I think it is so funny. It is so funny to me that all these shows that have been on hiatus because of the Rona, I think about all these other places, because I know people that live all over the United States. I know people that are in different parts of the world and what their experience is with being locked down and stuff like that. But yet still these TV shows are being released. And they're on sets with, with all these staff and everything, and they're still dancing around. They're still kissing their, and it's just it's compartment. It's section. It's like a piece of a pie. And this many people in the piece of the pie are living this reality of the earth. But a lot of these people are just going on business as usual, like it is not, like it's nothing. And then this piece of the pie is like the people that have been in the service industry and stuff like that have lost their jobs all over the place, but still made got to take a nice break, getting some unemployment, making a little bit more money than they did when they were working full time and stuff like that. But that's the thing, is they're trying to keep this as the new norm, and they keep making up new scenarios and stuff like that, and people are just like, yes, it's time to go back to having faith in God. And I just think it's just okay, I got to do all this mask bullshit. And it's still growing that. And the fact of it is people, hopefully let it be a lesson to you. If you know somebody that has died from it, and because my buddy, he died, he ate whatever he wanted, and he was diabetic and stuff like that. So he lived in, he just overindulged, and he didn't exercise more than he didn't put out more than he took in and stuff like that, and that's what a lot of people do. But there's healthier ways of living. And I just keep thinking about how much of this is placebo stuff. Is they've done so many more studies in all over the world about how placebos work. All you have to do is set an intention. It's like witchcraft open by itself. Marketing, it's all witchcraft. It's all setting intentions. Trying to get to so people to think a certain kind of way. To lead trains of thought. But people are opening up to their own trains of thought. Of believing what's true and what's not. Because people know what bullshit feels like. They know what lies feel like. Ever since I was a little kid, I knew what grown up. And a lot of times, grown-ups are still just like have the same mentality of kids. It's weird, and they just do weird things. People do weird stuff, and we're gonna see this week a lot of the weird stuff that people do. Bizarro. Wow. We got people like me. Got to be like Jesse. We got to be there to help pick up the pieces. Because there's always people that I'm reminded a lot. It can always be worse, and people always have it worse than me. They always do. I always hear it. Always. I always get to hear about how people have it worse than me. So whenever I start, like, if I feel, like those freaking, because I'll forget to pray all the time. Sometimes, when life is good, I forget to weird kid pray all the time and, put on my armor of God and all. I forget to do all that stuff. I mean, shoot, you got to do so much of that stuff. I mean, I got to make eggs for Mom, I forget to put on the armor of God. Huh. Mom needs toast, huh? Or Ice Cream, The Age of Aquarius, the song just came on. It's coming on right now. It's such a hippy dippy song, and the words to it are so hippy dippy too. And that's the thing, is all people have to do is be kind. That's it. It's just don't be withholding. Don't consume. And you know what? This is a trip. Because it makes sense to me. Because if it makes sense to me, then I'm like, okay, then there's probably a reality exists that's highly probable and it's likely true. To me, that's just how I process data information. And, what? Get out of his ear, dog! Come on, man! Tucker! Seriously, get away from him! I want to beat you right now. Come on, get out! Come on, get out of his ear! Separate! Do whatever you have to do. Get away from each other. Tucker, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Get away from him. Come on. See, that's the thing, is I can't. Just get away from him. So you can't, like, I can't, because they're starting to get old, and little old dogs have little brittle bones, and it's like, I can't, you gotta be careful. There's just that's why I don't like touching things when I get, like, because accidents happen, and I seen it too much, and I don't like being a part of it. I don't like that, so. I just try and keep my hands to myself. Has always been a good rule of thumb that Mom used to always tell me. Keep your hands to yourself. It's easier to stay out of a problem than get out of a problem. So, anyway, I think I'm ready for an ice cream sundae, and I'm going to watch Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. That's what makes me think about it, how funny it is that life goes on in so many people's lives. Like, it hasn't changed much. And other people are coming because of their fear, because of the whole placebo thing, because they're afraid. People are afraid. You inject fear into a system, it's like freaking slamming dope into a junkie's vein. it's just like a lot of people get off on fear. It's weird. Anyway, so. But if you got a higher power and if you got some sort of spiritual outlet, a lot of people are doing yoga. I know, like, Maja at Maja Astrology, she offers like 14 classes a week for free, I do believe, of ways to help show people and help people cope with all sorts of things if you need coping. And I'm always here doing my talks once, twice a day. I don't foresee that changing. I mean, a lot of people are living that storyline of living in darkness. And if that's, how your storyline is supposed to play it out, I lived in darkness for a few days in Oregon before we moved. With those fires, Ma, that was like living back in old times. That in prehistoric times, like eruptions and volcanoes. That triggered my DNA soul recall. I did not like it. Life is wild. You can't make it up, man. When you actually go out and live it and take, foot prayers and go out and live life, it's amazing the beautiful stuff that you'll see. You just got to keep doing it. Don't tell people you can't, What are we, 3 days out? So tomorrow will be 2 days out. Day after tomorrow, then I can say that then, but not today. That's what I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.